using greater giving for that right now. Unfortunately, GiveWP does not have that type of technology. They are just kind of strictly donations only at this point. So we had a couple different ideas about how you could still continue with the memberships without greater giving. But before I go into that, I just wanted to check, did you have any questions for me about any details from that email?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what the platforms are that you're going to show me, but yeah, definitely up to looking at different options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Are you aware about the GiveWP platform, the donation platform that you have? Are they using GiveWP, Ashley?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the portal set up there too? Is there a link in the footer or somewhere where they use it? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite feature, right? So there
Oh,
is
is there?
sort of a there is sort of
I'll
a
share my screen.
like if you've been donating or you've donated in the past,
Yeah.
you can click on that link in the footer.
Right here.
Oh, donate on there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it'll ask you for your email address that you used for your donation, and then
Uh-huh.
it'll send an email to you that has a link with a built-in password, so you don't have to remember passwords.
Oh, okay.
And it shows you your entire donation history on this platform.
Okay.
So if you've done recurring donations and you want to suspend it temporarily, or you've been donating for the last 3 years and you want to print out an IRS tax receipt from 3 years ago, it's all
Got
built
it.
in.
Okay, you know, I've not even seen that feature, and I'm not even sure that they were aware that that was like that.
Yeah. So the takeaway there is if anybody calls into the organization and says, hey, can I have a receipt for my donation
Yeah.
from a year ago or just recently, or can I have a
Yeah.
receipt for the entire year of giving? You could just say, go to our website. In the footer, there's a link that says donation dashboard.
Yeah.
And enter your email address and you're all set. It's self-serve.
So I'm clicking on it right now, and it's just taking me to donate, like back to the donate page. How did you get there? Can you go back to that?
Yeah, so if you scroll to the bottom, it's just this donor
Oh,
dashboard.
donor dashboard. Okay, I clicked on the wrong page. That's why
Oh.
I clicked the big donate button.
No problem, no problem.
No, I need to click here. Okay. All right, good. I'll make sure that she's aware of that. I feel like I was so out of the loop because when some of this financial piece was discussed last year, it was last summer, I believe,
Yeah.
that conversation happened. That's when I was doing like my radiation treatments and stuff. And I'm not involved with the financial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, I'll make sure she remembers that that's there because I definitely didn't even know that that was there. I remember we talked about the donor dashboard, but I had no idea how to even get there. So that's great.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Link in the footer and it's just a time saver. So you don't have
Perfect.
to be printing out receipts or looking for,
Yes.
records. It's all self-serve.
Awesome. I'm gonna test it myself. I'm gonna log in. Give it a
Good.
try.
Okay, good. And the nice
Okay.
thing with GiveWP is that those email notifications, they'll still go out. So
Yeah.
for annual receipts and everything like that, they'll still get the automated emails. And then in those emails, we also put that link for them as well, so they could just easily go access their donor dashboard based on the email that they get. So that's nice that they've got their database and they've got a bunch of different access points to it.
So when somebody donates, they're automatically sent a receipt and they're probably given this link too for their donor dashboard.
Yes. Yep, they're able to see that link. It'll be like view your donor history in your donor dashboard. It's created for you, and then with that same email that they used for their donation, that's how they will log in to see their dashboard.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a try later.
It's going to be hard for you to test it, Meredith, only because you need to make a donation first.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And it has to be through this platform.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so I pulled up your Greater Giving membership portal here, just so that we all have like a visual as to what we're wanting to replicate. One of our options that we were looking into was using a plugin. So similar to GiveWP, it's basically a widget that you would use on the back end of your website, and it would help manage all of this. It's called Membermouse. And we use this with one of our other clients for Midwest Principal Center, and for them to be able to let people sign up for different presentations that they've got going on. Paul, would you be able to speak a little bit more about Membermouse?
Well, what I love about Membermouse is pretty much the same reason why I love GiveWP, in that all the data is yours and the application is yours and it lives on your website.
Okay.
So all the data is centralized and backed up every day.
Okay.
It also has some pretty granular controls. So there might be some things that you don't like about Greater Giving that you wish you can change. That's not the case with Membermouse. If there's something that you don't like, chances are we could probably change it. Just like we customize GiveWP, we can customize. There's a lot of configuration settings within Membermouse to change the frequency of emails. Is there an auto renew feature? Is their credit card going to expire and we need to notify the client, hey, we can't renew you because your credit card's going to expire before the renewal date. All those features. Yeah.
Okay. That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the renewal thing, is that some people want to do their membership renewal, like they don't want to have to keep getting notified and renew it. So that's something that they can do. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Paul, I can't remember off the top of my head. Do you remember, is that a paid plugin?
It is.
Okay.
Let me see what you could probably pull it up. Ashley.
The website or Membermouse?
Membermouse website pricing page.
Yeah. Mouse. Okay, let's see. Oh, wrong one.
That's it.
Perfect. Okay.
So scroll down a little bit. So the basic at $200 a year basically is probably good enough. The difference between that and the plus at an extra $100 is that people could sign up with their social media logins. Like if you want to sign up with your Facebook or your LinkedIn login kind of a thing. And I don't think you're going to be using quizzes or certificates for courses or anything like that. So
yeah, I think you're right. I think probably the basic one would get our job done.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the only other thing is that the plus plan also allows people to make payments through PayPal or Braintree.
Yeah, neither of which have, I don't think.
So what I will say, yeah, and I think most people are kind of, that's not necessarily the most popular ones to be using. So I think you guys are good with the basic. What I will say really quickly before we go into option 2, because this has to do with either one you want to go with, Membermouse and we were going to just look at some JotForm ideas. But both of those, in order to take payments, those primarily use Stripe. I know that right now we've got Square. I think.
Oh, they're using Square?
Yeah, so I think part of that conversation was to also see, your thoughts about if you'd like to create a Stripe account and then just kind of use this next year to test it out, to use it just for your memberships. And if you like it, there is actually a lot more benefits using Stripe rather than Square. If you liked it and maybe in the future, long term, you wanted to switch over to Stripe as your dedicated payments processing platform instead of Square, we could look into that as well. For both of these options that we came up with, we probably need to set up a Stripe account, which, excuse me, is free. It operates the same way as Square, where it's free to have. Stripe just gets like the same percentage that Square has. So basically, it's just another account to create plugins. But then if you like it and you prefer the ease of it a little bit more than Square, then we can slowly be moving things over in the next year.
Does GiveWordPress go through Square as well?
Yes.
So GiveWP does. GiveWP, that plugin has more options that are more viable. So it would connect with PayPal and connect with Square, connects with Stripe. So we've got it connected with Square right now. These couple of specific plugins, they work best with Stripe. And so if we wanted to in the future, we could also transfer the donations into a Stripe as well.
Okay.
I'll also say that GiveWP works better with Stripe than it does with Square. So this is
Oh,
going back
okay.
to that conversation a year ago. They're both the same in terms that they're free. They both charge 2.9% plus 30 cents a transaction, so they're exactly the same cost.
Okay.
What we typically do with clients who are used to using one platform like Square or PayPal, we say let's add Stripe, right? And then let's use it for like either the membership plugin or the donation plugin. Now you have both Square and Stripe, no skin off your nose. I mean, they're both free. And then if you like one or the other over a course of 6 months or whatever, just drop one of them and just
Okay.
continue. What they end up doing is dropping Square, PayPal, and going with Stripe. The reason why they do that is because Stripe has more flexibility in terms of it works with more applications. That's one. Two, it has 3 features that you can't get with Square on these integrations. And one of them is you can pay through Apple Pay. And since a
Oh,
lot of people are using their phones to do things,
yeah.
Apple Pay is a double click, right? Or on your Mac.
Right.
The other part
Okay.
is Google Wallet. It supports Google Wallet. So if you're an Android user. And then third, recurring payments. So things like I want to pay, I want to donate, $10 a month for the next, 12 months or indefinitely. Stripe supports that. Actually, there's a fourth one, text to give. So
Oh, okay.
Stripe integrates with Twilio and supports text to give if you wanted to enable that. So
Right.
if you're at an event, I mean, just kind of imagine this for a second. You're at an
Yeah.
event, and all right,
Text
everybody,
1, 2, 3 to give.
exactly, right. And when they
Okay.
give, it's not just a text and it's over. If they've never donated before, it's going to ask them for their email address and their credit card number. And now that you have all that information on file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And that we can assist you in creating that Stripe account.
Yeah.
What we would just need is someone to be the dedicated, I believe, what's the word for it? I think it's the account. It's like a financial advisor or something. So that's just the person's that we set up the Stripe account with. It's going to ask for some verifiable information. So it's going to ask them for their social security, their birthday, their address.
So that would probably be Jerry, because we just had to go through that with one of our the platform that we use for our counseling notes and all that.
Oh, yeah.
That was, oh my gosh, that's a whole other long story, but that was a pain.
Cool. The nice thing with this is that so long as we have Jerry like on a call, I can just plug in all that information with her live. We'll get it set up and then we're good to go. So it's easy to create the account. We'll help you do that, make sure it's all set up. And then we would then attach that as your payment processor for example, Membermouse, if you want to go with that.
I would imagine it's much like all the other stuff we use, because all they want to do is verify that, we're a real person, it's a real organization, because she's an authorized signer. But the other platform, the first person we talked to was saying that they needed to run a credit check on her and they would give her a 1099 for whatever money came through. And we're like,
oh,
no.
She's not the owner. This is a nonprofit organization.
Right.
It took months. I'm like, you know what? Let's try again. Let's see if we can talk to somebody else who actually has a brain cell and make this work. So
did it work?
It did. Yeah. I waited about, 5 months or so, and we started up again. And this time it actually, and I triple checked. I'm like, she's not going to get a 1099, right? So,
right.
oh my gosh, that's awful. But it made our life easier once we could process the payments through that portal.
Right.
Because they only use one credit card processor. It had to go through that one to make it all work. So anyway, it'll be Jerry, and we'll definitely, if we move in that direction, definitely can do that. So
yeah, great. And
so could you show me an example then of this Membermouse?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just show you Midwest Principal Center and how they use theirs. Let's see, Principal Center. Okay. There we go. Okay, so they have this tab under membership. And then they've got like the different memberships that you can choose. And actually, if we do like the become a member, that's where I think it shows everything. We'll join. We'll just do this for now. So then you choose which one you want, and then you put in all your information and your billing details, and then it will submit it. Let's see, I'm going to try and pull up the Paul, should I try and pull up the back end and see if we can see more?
It's been years since because our developer is using the back end. Yeah, try it. What the heck?
Okay, cool.
And we would be able to edit like that account information because one thing we need is like their address and all that. Like you can customize that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and they opted to do links, but you could even do it as a drop down, like what
Mhm.
kind of membership do you want, and then have that as a drop down, and then you choose what kind of information you want to collect.
Okay.
So this worked out. It pulled up right here for us. So this is the plugin. Once we activate it, it'll be on the left-hand side. And then whenever we go in here, this is like the main dashboard for Membermouse. You have a manage members section right here. Shows all the members.
When they registered, what their engagement is.
Right. Yeah. We've got all the transactions, every single transaction. It's got which description and everything.
The type of their membership and all that.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Great. I like this.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's nice and detailed. Got all of this information for, I believe,
The
the
membership levels. Yep.
yeah. This is the different
You
level.
click on the membership levels on the top.
Sorry. Okay. You said membership level.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see. Oh, no, those are IDs.
Well, it'll tell you how many members are in each level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of different views, and
Mm-hmm.
they have the pro version, so they do bundles. They could do coupons. If you have a code and you're like let's say a school administrator, you could type in a code and you get like half off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I think general settings would be where you like design it or you make it all pretty.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's Membermouse. So look on the back end, and we can obviously, design it however we want with your guys' website in particular. The other thing that we would recommend if Membermouse isn't the direction right now would be to create a JotForm account and have it embedded onto a page on your website. So JotForm, here, I'll go ahead and just pull that up here.
JotForm is basically an advanced form builder. So
Okay.
any form you want on your site, whether it's a registration form, a sign-up form, a form to send out to your beneficiaries to say, like, how are we doing? Like a customer satisfaction survey kind of a thing, or how did you like this class or this session? Any form you can think of can be designed with JotForm. So a lot of our clients use this because they do everything from member satisfaction surveys to grant applications to event registration and sign up, sponsor registration or sponsor signups.
Okay.
For example, this is one we're doing for Giving DuPage, Valpalooza. This is, I think, their sponsorship form. And so you can add in as many fields as you want. You can make them required or optional. Let's see, this is for them, like the different sponsorship levels. So you would click one, and then once you do, if you want to apply check or pay by credit card, that's just the option they like to have. We don't want to cover that. It shows your total payment, and then they've got that Stripe integration into this form. So then people just put in their credit card details. JotForm also has a back end, as it were, where you can look into all the different settings. You'll get emails whenever somebody submits a membership. They can get an email as well if you want to have them have an email autoresponder. This one is a little bit cheaper than Membermouse. Let me go ahead and pull up the pricing of it. You can have a free account if you want. It will just have like the JotForm logo at the bottom, which I know not everybody wants that whenever they're doing their forms. So if you wanted to have a form that doesn't have that
much cheaper though, because this is a monthly price, and granted, a nonprofit, it's a 50% discount. So let's say you go with bronze at $34, so that would be $17. Was it $17? Yeah, $17 a month. So that's it's still over $200 a year.
Mm-hmm.
But and you get 1,000 submissions with that, et cetera. The problem with JotForm, though, I think for this situation is that you have to do a little bit more hands-on managing, right? So
Right.
you sign up for
You have
something,
to create the form and everything initially.
it's not going to auto-renew.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So if it's a one-time sign up, JotForm is great, but if it's something that gets auto-renewed and you have to chase down a credit card number,
Okay.
that's a manual process.
Right. Right. Okay.
But still, even if you use Membermouse for membership, you still may want to consider JotForm for every other sign up form that you have on your site.
Okay. Yeah, because right now we some of the stuff is Google Forms or
Right. And this will integrate with Google. Well, Google Forms goes into a spreadsheet, right? This will integrate
it
with Google
does.
Sheets. It'll integrate with
Well,
Google
and
Calendar.
some of our other signups though are through DonorView, which is our CRM.
Right.
So
This could
everything's right
integrate
into
with that
CRM.
too, I believe. Where JotForm excels is that it's a smart form system in that based on the answers of certain fields, other actions can automatically happen. And I don't know if you have a demonstration of that, Ashley. It's called a condition, and
Yeah.
it lets you, like we did this for Turning Point, where your student registration, and this is like they took their 20-page registration form and we put it online. And one of the things was, do you have allergies? And if they type in no, it just skips the entire allergy. It doesn't even show it to them.
Right.
If you have an allergy, it then says, okay, how many allergies, like what are they? Does it require a prescription? Does it need to be administered by a school personnel? And so anything from like showing and hiding fields, showing and hiding pages, calculating fields, these are all called conditions. And we've done forms where they had over 200 conditions based on how people answered
Yeah.
questions on the form.
Yeah. Yeah. So for example, that Valpalooza one, if we go back, there's an option, if they do mail a check or pay by credit card, and based on whichever they choose, there's conditional logic set up to hide certain fields, to show different fields. So if I do mail a check, the conditional logic says we're going to remove all the credit card widgets. We're going to remove the question about recovering credit card fees and all that kind of stuff. And then if we do pay a credit card online, that option shows because it becomes relevant. So we can definitely make it nice and granular in terms of those conditions. I did find the nonprofit pricing for this as well. So this is what you would actually pay. Same kind of thing. We would set up an account for you. We'd make sure that you're getting the nonprofit pricing. This is the monthly amount. We'd probably recommend going with the annual amount. But that would be another option. Like Paul said, it would probably be a little bit more hands-on than Membermouse. But the pro is that you could probably use JotForm down the line for a bunch of different uses besides just your membership.
Well, including like a contact form. Right now, your contact form isn't saving to a database. So if you lose the email, poof, it's gone. Whereas JotForm keeps it in a database. And JotForm has a very robust reporting engine. So if you wanted to do a report on all the signups, or if you even want to do analytics on it, you can do that right in JotForm. If you want to do advanced analytics, you could export it to an Excel spreadsheet. And in a lot of cases where, let's say you're doing a registration form and you need to have those on file, you can
Hold on one second. Oh, you're Carrie. Yeah. I saw your text though. I don't have any information yet. So, okay. I just wanted to be here in case they wanted to come up right. Okay. Well, and I haven't, you said we got one bid, but I haven't even heard from the auctioneer person. Yeah. So, okay. Give me about 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay.
So all that to say is, next time you have a need for a form, let's revisit this. And and it's a visual builder, so you just drag and drop.
Did you say our contact form that we have on here? Where is that going? Like for
the contact form is set up on your website on the back end. It's like specially coded, I think. And you could, for a contact form for your general website, go ahead and use Divi also has the website builder, it has a contact form option.
So Divvy's contact form, we could, Ashley, if you can see where that's going right now, I believe it's going to Jerry, but I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah.
But
But
then
what
what happens with that? Like she has to do something with that then, right?
Yeah,
Or
it gets sent via an email, and so all the information they put in gets sent to her via email, but then that's it. If she loses that email, there's no record of that contact.
Oh, okay. So I don't know that she knows that either. So,
Okay, well, make sure she does know that. That's the difference between,
yeah.
Ashley, is that the case? Are we using Divi or are we using something like Gravity or Ninja?
I think
Because if we're
Karen,
using Gravity or Ninja,
I
then it is.
believe Karen set this up actually with contact form 7.
Oh, well, then it is being saved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
So
double
how do,
check by going in the back end or showing Jerry, Meredith the back end where that contact form 7 plugin is and where that
and I
data
guess
is?
how I would access that information?
Yeah, we can do that real quick. So I'm on the back of your website now.
If we find this.
Let's see. And then contact is this little envelope here. If you click that, this shows all your different contact forms.
So you went to contact there in the dashboard, and then where we're looking for is it contact form 1?
Yes. Yeah, I think
Second
that's
one?
what she named it. And so
Where is that going then? Because that would be for the email and all that. Looks like it.
yeah. Oh, that actually goes to you.
Maybe we haven't had any because I definitely don't remember seeing any of those.
Usually, yeah, you get an email from WordPress. So it's possible maybe you just haven't gotten any yet.
And that would just be if they want to receive our emails and stuff, right? Is that what we're basically asking for there? Was that the page that it was on?
So this page is their contact. So let me go ahead and pull up your website. So basically, if they have a question, if they want to submit any specific questions for you, they can use this form to do that. So whenever you get an email, it'll show the name of the person, their email address, and then it'll show their message for you, and then you can respond to that.
Actually, go ahead and just do a test real quick. Just send one right now.
Okay, can you go back to that page where it shows the email? And real quick, while we were sitting here, I did do a donation.
Yeah.
I did get the email I did use my personal email address. The email address that came to me for the donation receipt has a link in it that says visit your donation history to view your recent donations, etc. But when I click on it, it's a redirect notice. It doesn't actually go. I don't know where it's supposed to go, but it's not. Not going
Take a look at that and just make sure the link is
It
correct.
says it's an invalid URL. So the previous page is sending you to an invalid URL.
If you could forward that email to Ashley.
Yeah, I'll take a
Sure.
look at it. It should be good.
When I went to our donor dashboard that you said and put in my email address, I got it then. Like I was able to go to it then, but not from the link from the donation receipt.
The link in the email is probably just not correct. So I'll go in and update those, make sure they're all good.
Now that actually does look like it goes back because when I just hit reply, it goes to Jerry. So what is your email address again, Ashley?
It's Ashley at Paul Gregory Media. So I'll go in and make sure that contact form is set up, I think.
So go back to the back-end contact form, Ashley.
Yeah, so just instead of here, I'd have to put, let me see.
This is the contact form.
Yeah.
So it says that it's to me.
Right, so the reply to is different. So your email, Jerry's is set up as the main email address, probably under settings, Ashley. So we can just put in Meredith's email in that one.
Okay, gotcha.
For which one?
And under the reply to?
Well, so Paul, I think the reply to is the email that people submit. Because it'll say like this is from Ashley, should say Ashley at Paul Gregory Media, and then your message.
Okay. Well, she was saying when you hit reply to, so I don't know.
This is the contact form though. I'm talking about the donation.
Oh, you're talking about the donation form. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
let's
tell you where to
contact differently.
Okay.
Yeah, donations, I'll go ahead and take a look separately and just make sure that's all set up. In terms of memberships, really quick, is there any questions that you have for us in terms of Membermouse getting started?
No,
What
I
are
think if you could send me the video, the recording of this will be good. And I'll talk with Virginia about this and just see which, what her thoughts are on which one. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of Membermouse because I think the easier things are for us, the better. If we're not having to like you said, chase people down for their credit card, they're able to auto renew. I do really like that idea. And I don't think we're in a hurry to make a change because I'm pretty sure that Virginia said that our greater giving like subscription is good until like the end of the year. I'm pretty sure she said until the end of December. So we have a little bit of time. Unfortunately though, it still doesn't streamline anything. So in that regard, which has the better features? Because I don't know that greater giving has some of the features that you're talking about. Like I don't know that it sounds like we might still have to be chasing down, the credit card information. Maybe it doesn't give them the option to renew, but Membermouse does. So that would obviously be easier. So we'll just have to have some internal conversations going on here. But I do like both of those options, and I am interested in the JotForm for some things. I just have to figure out where that would, best fit. Because we do use, like I said, our CRM for our event registrations, and then everything is right there in the database, which is kind of nice because that's the main database that she's using to record all the donations and everything.
What's your CRM?
DonorView.
DonorView.
Mm-hmm.
And are you currently using? Well, you're not using DonorView for donations anymore, are you?
No, unless it's a donation connected with an event. Yeah.
That is a much longer internal conversation, because the CRM, that is a little bit more integrated, right, between donations and signups, right?
What do you mean?
So for an event, you're using DonorView and it goes right into your CRM.
Yes.
If you're going to continue using that CRM,
yes.
and if you're going to consider JotForm, I would make sure that it integrates with DonorView.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
For anything.
It has a lot of integrations. It has a strong API. We've integrated it with Salesforce before.
Okay.
So I don't know if DonorView would be an issue or not. So
okay.
If it isn't, should we use something like if this then that?
Say that again.
If there is an issue with integration, there's ways around it using a program called if this then that, or
okay. Got it. Okay.
We just don't want to make it harder for you. We don't want you to do any kind of double entry.
Right. Yeah. Us either.
Yeah. And I was actually looking. It looks like DonorView does have its own survey and form builder.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too. I don't think we are using DonorView to its full capability. Like I know that there's a way to send out emails through there, but Jerry's been still using Constant Contact because I guess it didn't have the same like options, like same format, same pictures, and
DonorView can do all these different things, but it's not as flexible.
Right.
Robust.
And some of those applications.
Definitely a conversation, because if you do go to JotForm and you have GiveWP, now you got disparate systems.
Yeah.
Talking to each other, and then we need some kind of glue to hold that together, which there is. There's glue out there.
Right.
Called Zapier, and we would just have to have those considerations, and that would be really before we go off and buy anything. We would want to.
Yeah. Right. Well, and right now, Google Forms is working. So DonorView is working for our event and course registrations. It's working, and other stuff that we use a Google form for that just goes into a sheet, that's working too. So it's not like anything's broken on that end. So Google we don't hardly pay anything for. So and we were already paying for it, so that's fine. But I'm definitely more intrigued, I think, by the Membermouse as far as the features that can offer. So, and I don't think it would be a big deal for us to have yet another credit card processing, in Stripe, and eventually maybe rolling all the others, because we run Square. We use Square at our events and stuff, but again, we could use Stripe instead. We use Square at our cafe, but that could be Stripe as well. So I don't think that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So, cool. Okay. So yeah, if you could send that, if you could check into that, whatever that broken link is on the donation thing, now that I've tried it. Let's see.
Yeah,
I love
I'll
it.
go through
I
that
just
one.
would have to, the ease of using it, if somebody could got that receipt and could click right in and go right to the, because otherwise they would have to know to go to our website. It doesn't take them
Right.
automatically there. They'd have to know, which I just did, and I tried that out too, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm sure she's aware of that too, because I'm not sure that Andrea is, and she would be the one getting, you know, the inquiries for that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay. Can't think
Yeah.
of anything else right now. This is very helpful. So yeah, the recording will be helpful too, and I can pass that on to Virginia then.
Yeah, I'll send you that in the email. I'll also just kind of recap, like, this is Membermouse. I'll throw a
Yep.
link in for Membermouse's website and their pricing, just so that
Okay.
you have that to look at. And then I can also throw in a link to Stripe's website, just so